What's up, YouTube? Today I have a rant for you, and we're going to title this rant, Who's Hacking My Website? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's most likely bots. So I'm going to show you a graph real quick on the computer, and you're not going to like it. But here's the honest truth: bad bots make up almost 40% of the internet, good bots make up 25%, and humans make up 36%. I think this is exaggerated. I think humans are way less, and with AI now, the bot count is up. This is from a supposedly some research journal, but I think this diagram breaks it up correctly. Most of the internet is nasty bots just hitting random IP addresses trying to see what response they get. If they get the right response, then they either notify the person who's running the bot or just continue to attempt to hack on their own. So if you're getting hacked or fraudulent orders or spam the comments or spammed with spam or emails that like there's different kinds of attacks. Someone will attack your email notification. So like let's say someone registers on your website, that they register, sends them an email. They'll use that and get you on a blacklist. They'll just continue to try to load a URL that takes forever to load to crash your site. So for example, let's say you run a WordPress site with a bunch of blog posts and they keep loading the main page that loads all the blog posts and it's taking up all the resources on your server. There are so many ways. When I say who's hacking, I mean who is targeting your website to cause you issues. And 9 out of 10 times it's bots. And you're probably like, how, why, what, how do I even defend myself from bots? What do I do? Um, the good news is you don't have to do it. The good news is there are services and other platforms out there that have mitigation in place. Is when you try to be a do it all, own it all person that you run into this issue. So I understand you have a business, you want to own the tools that you use. You use WordPress because you host it. You can host it locally, you can host it in the cloud, but you host it, you have full control, you have all everything at your fingertips. But then that means all security and all risk is also at your fingertips. So you got to, it's double-edged sword. You got to figure out where you want to draw the line, how far you want to go. If you want to have it managed, if you want to have it fully hosted where like you can't do anything, you could just log into the actual thing to add blog posts, but you can't manage anything else, etc. Um, Basically, what I want to get at is bots are what's getting to you, and if it's not bots, it's just other people who have written bots. So if I just look up PHP exploit scripts on GitHub, I can find a ton of exploits of code that I can just go and try on your website right now by loading your URL. Um, Something that can help with that is, oh, it already loaded for me. Is Cloudflare. Cloudflare is a very powerful tool. It's not a sponsored video or anything. Just Cloudflare can help because it sits in front of your website and will hit that first. They'll determine what it is, a bot, a person, a good bot, a bad bot, and then we'll continue onto your website. And you can mitigate some stuff with this because any spam bots that are looking for certain URLs to be open can just be blocked right at the Cloudflare level, but it is expensive. It's coming from before DNS, but it is a good platform or tool to have. The next thing you could do is a firewall. Cloudflare also has that, but there are other things where you put basically a security gate in front of your website, so only certain requests can make it there, only certain people can make it there. Um, those are things that get a little bit complex to manage. You can hire someone to manage for you, but then you go to the next level and you can get on a platform that does it for you. So let's say for your use case, you have a WordPress website that has a blog, but it also has a store. And when the blog gets impacted, it hits your store and your sales get a little bamboozled because your store is loading so slow. You can separate those out. So you can have one website for the store, one website for the blog, and you can make the website for the store like a Shopify based thing or some other managed platform where like your store for your shop is always good, like 99% uptime. So if your blog suffers, you don't get screwed like that. So think about separating like that. Basically, you want to isolate the most important thing and put it somewhere where it has the least amount of attention or the least amount of attacks that can go to it. So like if your main website's getting hit, you really have to look at Cloudflare or a general firewall. But if it's a certain specific portion of your website, then you can look about obscuring it behind something else. So like let's say the two separate servers thing is pretty decent idea depending on what it is, or like your personal and then a different platform. So like your website and then Shopify behind it. You make them look similar, so when people go to hit that checkout page, they get sent to Shopify, and Shopify, you won't have any issues with them. Every platform has their downtime or issues with their uptime, but like in reality, they're getting hit millions of times, and they've learned how to mitigate it compared to you, that this is your first time. Now, if you've been actively hacked, and I'm talking about your website was accessed in a way that wasn't because your login was stolen. I'm talking about someone found a vulnerability on your website um, that they exploited, and they got in and they downloaded information. Um, there's really not good. Like, you could hire a forensics team to come in and see what files were messed with and what the timestamps were and things like that, and see any queries that were run on the database. But I would assume if someone got into your system and you found out about it, that they probably already took everything that they wanted, and they left the proof that they left for you to see. Most people who access websites that are doing it for like truly malicious intentions aren't even going to want you to know they were there. They're going to want to leave a back door open so they can come back and get stuff. If they do it in a fashion where they left traces, is because they already got everything they needed, and you might be in trouble a lot deeper than you think with all the information that could have been stolen. So don't allow yourself to get there. Try to put a firewall or some sort of security application before your website. So Cloudflare is very good. There's other alternatives out there. After that, really limit. Try separating your applications to limit access so they don't depend on one another. So like between your blog and your store. If you're getting hit with spam, you could do rate limiting, or you could do verification, Google CAPTCHA. Verification would be like, hey, like you have to type in your email and verify before you can post a comment. It might bring down interaction, but you'll get better results than a bunch of spam. With spam orders, you can put in um, certain requirements at checkout. So like sometimes a bot can generate a spam order pretty quickly if they spam the API of what it takes to generate an order. But if you add a required field that's maybe a type in field, that, or a drop down field, then it's going to, like, they're going to have to optimize their bot or come in with their bot and tweak that one thing, and it's really going to be someone who's truly involved, who's attacking your website personally, that's going to make that change. If there's just a bot written out there that's just spamming regular orders, adding that little thing can be enough. Obviously Google reCAPTCHA or a firewall in front of it, but little steps at a time. With the email notifications is really rough. You want to make sure you set up all your DMARC and MX Toolbox, set up all your records correctly, make sure people can't impersonate you. That's something that happens a lot. People will email someone else pretending to be you. There's been real horror stories of someone imitating to be someone else and getting money out of them. So you're a small business. I don't know what it is, but you do want to protect yourself online. Hackers are everywhere. Bots are everywhere. When it comes to login and like social engineering of people guessing your password and your dog's name and your mom's name, that's a whole different ball game. That's where dual factor comes in. I'm talking about actual hacks and exploits that someone's using to get access to your website that they shouldn't have access to. Um, there are enough tools out there and enough platforms out there where you can mitigate it. You just have to make the decision. Don't suffer in silence and go like, hey, I keep getting my store bombarded with um, fake orders and I don't know what to do, or people keep slamming my website Saturday mornings when people are going to come read. I send out my newsletter and then I get hit with a bunch of bot traffic and I don't know what to do. There are different solutions. If you want to talk about what solutions available for you, leave a comment down below. We can kind of cover what you may solutions, cheaper ones, more expensive ones, and what you can come up with, what you can do yourself, what you can hire someone to do, things like that. So if you're wondering who's hacking you, it's probably a bot. If you need more help than that, feel free to leave down a comment. I'll try to help you. Again, I have a background in technology, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to be the one to fix your issue. But we can together find the person that will fix your issue, and it's not going to bullcrap you into buying something or getting some service you don't need.